Okay, I have a very bizarre news to report. I have some unaccounted for time. So, this is actually a supplemental log for day 2, the 4:30 a.m. cycle, which is cycle number 2. Okay. Um, the last thing I remember is thinking about the Marine Corps and how they work with sleep deprivation and how its mental, you know, uh, strength is what is required to overcome the Navy SEAL boot camp, the Hell Week. That it's mental strength. One of the other things though is they keep physically busy constantly. So that was one slight problem because what happened was last thing I remember I was doing that at about thinking about that writing about it, and then I was sitting there thinking about it trying to stay awake, not giving in any way to the desire to go to sleep. And this, as I'm sitting here thinking about it, the sleep just overcame me. It just like overcame me. And there's a time that's unaccounted for from about 4 a.m. to about 5:30 a.m. and my neck hurts. So what happened was I was just sitting here, just like you see me here, and apparently I was asleep for an hour and a half. So, because I don't have any time to account for. Okay, now, some good news is that people that are successful with the poly sleep have found that it's not disruptive to add additional naps, additional short naps. Obviously, an hour and a half is way overboard. Okay, so there's probably some damage, some harm there. Good. I mean, at least I was sitting up the whole time. My neck actually hurts because I'm sitting there, you know. But I think the damage is minimal, as minimal as it can be. I'm up. I didn't give in. I didn't just lay down and go to sleep for 7 hours. I just, I'm up. I'm recovering. Okay. I feel as though I can still take my next nap at 8:30, and I shouldn't have a problem laying down and getting to sleep for 30 minutes. So it seems like everything is still intact. In other words, the body is still hungry for sleep right now. So that's at least, we're still moving in the right direction because the hunger is there, which means we're still progressing with deprivation, towards the goal of forcing the body to provide it's funny because everyone says that the body is providing, or the mind is providing the REM sleep. But I did some study on the internet and I found out that in a particular study where they had people hooked up to an EEG machine, there was one guy who had him hooked up to the EEG. Not only did the brain instantly throw REM sleep, right away without any delta downtime, but it also threw delta sleep. So both, see, and then a lot of people are concerned, what happens to the delta sleep? What happens to that? And everyone thinks it goes away when you do polyphasic. According to this study with the EEG, the brain also throws delta sleep too in the 20 minutes. So, in other words, the body, the mind actually, during those 6 phases, 6 times, the mind actually recreates a full night's sleep. And the researcher even said, percentage-wise, is exactly the same. Percentage of time spent in the phases are the same as in a normal night's sleep. So, it's not just REM sleep; it's also delta sleep. So keep that in mind. And it's so anyway, that's the goal. We're moving towards producing that within those 6 time frames. The body will do it automatically. So at least I'm a little bit tired still. So I can keep progressing. I'm gonna just keep following it. Okay, and I mean, my will was not there to go to sleep. I'll tell you that right now. And I'm not giving up. So just wanted to log it. Now, as far as the Marine Corps stuff, I was going to report that at my 4:30 report because it's so neat. This things that I discovered, and the about being mentally tough. See, because the Navy SEALs, they go through sleep deprivation in the Hell Week, okay, and the amazing thing, everyone thinks that the Hell Week is so tough physically. But the fact is, the instructors say that it's 90% mental, and that 10% physical. That 90% of it is mental, and that if for those that fail, because I think it's 3 out of 4 candidates will fail in Hell Week. They do it because of mental weakness. And yeah, and the key that the Marines use, the SEALs candidates use to get through the Hell Week with so much sleep deprivation, is they focus on the task in the moment. Now that's exactly what I was doing when I got overcome by sleep. My problem, was I wasn't engaged in a physical activity that would prevent the sleep from overtaking my body. So, the activities that I were doing here, insufficient to stop sleep from overtaking me. So, it makes you think that, I should be doing some sort of light exercise or something. Either that, or I can do what the guy did on the internet that, had done, it was successful, and for 5.5 months with this, he actually added an extra nap, of 20 minutes. And he added it in his most toughest time. But we'll see what happens here. If I get assaulted again by this overwhelming sleep while I'm sitting here, not wanting to go to sleep and trying to do something to stay awake, maybe I'll have to find an activity, go out walking, something to just bypass that until it's time to go to the 20-minute nap. So I might have been really close to adapting. I don't know. That might have been that drive that overcame me. Might have been the drive that produced the delta sleep or REM sleep. So, but I'm gonna keep going. Still a little bit tired, and some of the sayings that the Navy SEALs have. The hardest distance lies between your ears. So again, it's just a way of saying that it's mental. So the desire to go to sleep, don't have to give in to that. Just because the body desires it, don't have to give in to that. And one of their favorite sayings is, if you don't mind, it doesn't matter. and I was actually able to experience that a little bit, understanding the mental toughness and engaging in that mental toughness, but just didn't have enough physical activity. And then finally, the Navy SEALs. Okay, see, because when you're in combat, every moment is, what I mean? It's like every moment is magnified. Everything is magnified, and so. Because usually you think like people that are trying, motivators, professional speakers, motivators, they tell you, you have to have goals. And that's kind of like what it sounds like when you say you have to have short, medium, and long range goals. Okay, but when the SEALs say you have to have short, medium, long range goals, they're talking about like all pretty much in the moment, because their short range goal is immediately what they're doing right now. Okay, that's really short range, and that's exactly the type of, we're under assault here. The body, the mind, is assaulting us because it is demanding that we go to sleep, and it's attempting to win that war to, bring us into sleep. Okay, that's what it's attempting to do, and so we're in that war now. As far as being mentally tough, okay, the short-term goals obviously. Hey, I'm staying awake. I will stay awake until my next sleep phase. Okay, that's the short-term goal. Okay, medium goal. Let's see how that would work. I don't know. We could think about finishing out the day. I will complete this day. I will finish out the rest of my sleep cycles and complete day 2. That would be a medium range goal. See how it's all right now? I mean, we're talking right now. And people think medium range goals are like a month, like a month time. No, and the long range goal would obviously, pretty much be, I'm going to achieve, I'm going to adapt. Okay, I'm going to fight, I'm going to, win this battle, and and the body is going to adapt, the mind will adapt, and produce, the REM and delta sleep in my 20-minute nap. So that's it. Short, medium range, long range goals. And when the SEALs develop that in training, when they get into combat, they have the same mental strength, because what those are like mental pillars that we can use to pull use our will to pull us through situations. And it's different with the SEALs, the way they use that, but so it's similar. We're in combat, with sleep. In our bodies, our minds are fighting us. We're fighting our minds and our bodies, and so we have to have short, medium, long range goals. That hey, I'm going to make it to my next time. I'm going to finish out the day with each of my sleep sessions, and I'm going to adapt. So that's all I wanted to say. I know it's a long update. I hope it can fit up there for us. I think 15 minutes and 2 gigs. That's what I think will be okay. But that's the update. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, of course, is continue in a couple, 2.5 hours. I'm going to go back to sleep. Okay. And I did the best I could, and that's as far as I was able to go. Overcome by that sleep. I'll have to work on some sort of activity, like go out walking or something when it gets that bad again. I have to learn to recognize it and overcome it. Either that, or I have to systematically get into it by providing a 20-minute nap. So, okay, see ya.